So every day we stray further from society. Now, for some odd reason, man, in the dating world, cheating has somewhat become normalized, and I find this very concerning and very crazy because I know that hookup culture's been around for a long time, but the fact that cheating on your actual partner while dating is now a normal thing, it just kind of blows my mind a little bit. Like, I just didn't expect this to happen so sudden. Like, I get it that dating is not very easy, and sometimes it can be a big pain in the booty, right? But at least with dating, that we have a lot of set of rules and standards of what we go by in order to prevent from other people from getting hurt. At least if you're a decent human being. But yeah, everybody, a lot of people just don't seem to care anymore. But yeah, guys, cheating is somewhat normalized in our society. And what's even really crazy is that I actually experienced something like this myself, where I experienced like coworkers and people talking about how they cheated on their partner, and they were even bragging about it. And I kind of gave them this weird judgmental look a little bit because, bro, like it's really not a cool thing to do. And the crazy part is they acted so shocked that I reacted like that. It's like, nah, dude, it's like have some fucking respect for your partner and for yourself. Maybe call me old fashioned and everything, but I do think there's a lot of things that have influenced this type of behavior. Like, I do believe that social media is really guilty for something like this because social media, for some odd reason, does encourage this type of behavior. And I find forums and shit on Reddit about people justifying it and stuff, and it's just crazy. And I do believe that a lot of people just get bored because there's a lot of people who do get options when it comes to hookup culture and stuff too. And I think that what happens is that they get so used to having those options that they eventually get bored, and instead of doing the right thing and being mature and ending relationships, they just go ahead and cheat. And for some odd reason, there's a giant cult of people that were like this, and now they just try to normalize it, and then it just affected social media. Like, what kind of inspired me to make this type of video was I did have an experience about a couple months ago where I was at the KC Power and Light District, right? I usually don't go out very often, but I was with my sister and my buddy. We're all just going out having fun, just chilling, hanging out, right? I don't really drink a lot of alcohol. I really prefer not to, but my buddy convinced me to kind of have some fun, right? So I was like, okay, I'll do a little shot of like alcohol and shit. Well, my sister and my friend got really drunk, right? They got all fucked up, and the crazy part is, dude, I obviously have a relationship, right? And we weren't out together while doing this because she was hanging out with her friends and I was just hanging out with my friends and my sister, right? Because we wanted a little bit of separate time to enjoy ourselves a little bit, because every once in a while we have to have a separate time to kind of recharge socially, so then things can be more fresh when we see each other again. But anyways, yeah, my sister was talking to me about how like girls are at this party are really attractive and stuff, and then she was telling me and trying to encourage me to go up to one of them and talk to them. Now, obviously, I kept this with a grain of salt because she was super drunk and she probably did not know exactly what she was saying, but I felt very uncomfortable and I was really upset that my sister would say something like that to try to encourage me to cheat on my partner. Like, I don't care if she was drunk, like the fact that even came out of her mouth or that was even an idea was just crazy. And I didn't even want any of these type of people anyways, because why the fuck would I want to do that? Like, you know, if I was single and stuff, sure, why not give it a try? But, you know, most of the time I really don't like to approach random people like that. I just usually try to keep to myself and just have some fun with some friends, but shit. But no, it was just ridiculous that like something like that was even a thing. But yeah, anyways, cheating on your partner just feels like it's like one of the worst types of betrayal you could do to your partner. Like, I understand if you just don't like him anymore, just break up with them, you know? But I get it. A lot of people are very scared to do it because, you know, they don't want to break their hearts right in front of their face. But that type of logic is kind of thrown out the window when you're kind of doing something like that behind their back, and eventually you're going to get caught, and honestly, it's a lot worse. I think for most people that are not happy in their relationships, they should just break up and move on. I get it if they're fucking crazy or whatever, because sometimes there's partners that are absolutely unstable and they need some psychological help. But dude, like, you just cannot just do that to somebody just because you just don't want to tell them. Like, I don't think half the people really understand what it really feels like to be betrayed like that, because I will say this, dude. It did happen to me once in high school, even though it wasn't that long of a relationship. It did sting pretty bad, and it can fuck with people's self-esteem and everything too, and even their future relationships, because I remember when this happened to me with that my ex-girlfriend at the time, where she was talking to another dude, had screenshots screenshots and stuff, even though I wanted to already break up with her and stuff because she was already like not talking to me and just not hanging out with me anymore. And I do understand that, like those are the signs and shit. But yeah, when I found out that her own best friend sent me screenshots of her like basically cheating emotionally on me, it really did fucking piss me off and put me over the edge to break up with her finally when I was kind of contemplating it in the first place. Like, the best way to describe the feeling is like you have these little pins like around your heart, right? And they're stabbing you a little bit at a time. And it kind of has that heavy breathing like you're about to just collapse and just cry, you know? It's literally like that. If you just hold it all in too, it's really not a healthy thing to do, but it really is a really fucked up situation. And then after that, you just ask yourself questions like, was I ever good enough? What was wrong with me? Why didn't she love me? Type of thing. Obviously, it's just in the motions, but in reality, it really was not you. It was just the person fucked you over really bad. And another thing that's very concerning about cheating is the reasons people justify for it when they get caught or when they do something. Like, there's some people that told me that, oh, you're not married yet, so why not? It's like, what do you mean I'm not married? Like, bro, don't people date to marry if they wanted to anymore? Like, I get it, dating can be casual, but like if you're actually dating for something serious, I don't think that's really a thing to go about. Or a very good reason. I've also heard some reason about like how, oh, that person just was not your soulmate then, so you just cheated and that's what happened. It's like, what? Like, I get it, soulmates don't really exist, I can get that part, but like, bro, like that's not a good reason to justify that either. Like, I don't get that. And this last reasoning is kind of bizarre, but like this last one I heard was they said something like, oh, it's because men are wired to cheat. Like, I don't know who told you all that, but like that is definitely not true. Like, for all the men out there and women or whoever who refuses to date anymore, bro, like when it comes to this, I completely understand because people are very checked out within the dating scene, and I understand why it's so fucking toxic. I got very lucky with my partner, and I can admit that because many people who like say, oh, it's really not that hard and all this and that, and you just gotta be yourself. Partially it is true, but it's so vague that it may not be the real reason why you're not single, dude. Because, you know, people are just really shitty. And yes, I have said something like this before, but it is true in a way, but it's not also the most accurate reason for every little situation or scenario. The one perspective I like to tell people about dating when there's a lot of good people trying to look for a decent partner, right? When I tell them is that like there's a lot more bad people than good people, and there's also a lot more dumber people than smart people. So the odds of finding someone that's not dumb or a bad person is actually very small because like you gotta have someone to actually like you back too, because you can have those qualities in people, but if they don't like you back, then it kind of means nothing, and that's what makes it very difficult. And that's why I had a hard ass time, and I bet a lot of y'all had a hard ass time too. With that little bit of perspective, do not beat yourself up over something like this because yeah, society is cooked. I also cannot just imagine this type of situation happening with like marriages when it comes to like husband and wife. Like you literally spent your whole life together, or about more than half when something like this happens, and you go ahead and just like betray them. Like, I don't know, man, like that type of shit is like life ending type stuff right there. I would not wish that type of pain on anyone. There's a reason why cheating is looked down upon by other people, you know, because it's not a good thing to do. Like, look at the cheating CEO guy. Like, the fact that he lost his entire job position as a CEO is crazy, all because he took his fucking girlfriend out to a Coldplay concert. And also, I gotta say this, by the way, is that who the hell takes their partner to a Coldplay concert when they're cheating on them, being potentially exposed to a kiss cam? Like, I get it, like he didn't expect it to happen, but bro, that's just like the dumbest fucking thing you could do. Also, what's even extremely embarrassing was before he even got removed from office, like there was like a petition going around to get him removed, and it had over like 174,000 signings. It was absolutely fucking hilarious. One thing I'll also say too, guys, is that if you guys do generally believe that you can get away with cheating, just know that bad karma will catch up to you and you will eventually get caught. All bad things catch up to people for a reason. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This topic was a very passionate version of mine, and I gotta ask you guys one question is, have you guys encountered someone who's cheated before, or have you actually ended a friendship over someone that's cheated? If so, know, please tell me down in the description below, or I should say the comment section. Also, everybody, quick life update. I'm having some buddies come down this upcoming weekend to go hang out for me. This is my St. Louis buddies again, and haven't seen them in a while. And we're gonna go out to like B-dubs. Probably gonna drive around, probably do some cool shit like play mini golf or something, bro. It's been a long time, and yeah, I'm excited. It's been a long time since I actually had a nice weekend with my buddies like this. Unfortunately, like every weekend seems to go by fast when it comes to these hangouts, but you know, it is a blast. Alrighty, gentlemen, stay loyal, and I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm Amarix Games, and I am signing out.